Ladies and gentlemen, St. Xavier's, I didn't know was a school. I don't know if it's still around, but I do remember when we were debating in school, you could be sure that a name like St. Xavier's would never appear on any certificate whatsoever. But they're very good at producing government servants who then go on to head Doordarshan and Prasar Bharati, which no one other than the CEO watches. Jawhar is unarguably one of India's finest civil servants, which is why he was transferred out of Calcutta, because of a famous run-in with the long-serving communist veteran Jyoti Basu. So you can see the genesis of Calcutta Club's international evenings. To my mind, Calcutta evokes a very strong sense of loyalty. It evokes a sense of Mati, Manush, almost feeling like murdering someone when things go awry as they are today. But it's still one of the only cities that has a soul, for which one is always indebted and incredibly grateful. But what have we done to this state? I mean, I remember many of you putting up your hands in favor of this diminutive lady in Hawaii chappals, supporting her when I said that Bengal will be in trouble under her. And I hope there are no policemen here, but I'm sure there won't be, because Pranab Mukherjee is in town. They must be guarding him. Well, I don't want to be arrested on the eve of my departure, only because the jails here still don't have a full-fledged gymnasium. But having said that, for the moment, I think we are living at very interesting crossroads in our country's history. Arvind Kejriwal. I see more of Jawhar Sircar than I see Arvind Kejriwal, which says a lot about the government of India. We also have an amazing head of government whose silence has said so many things in the last 9 years that I'm hoping that one day he will say something like goodbye, good night. But that again is Arnab's preserve and no one else's. You have one of the most distinguished actors from Bollywood. I hate using the word Bollywood, so I will say from the Bombay film industry, Shatrughan Sinha, who's in this amazing party called the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has this incredibly honest man at its helm called Nitin Gadkari. Nitin Gadkari, for those of you who don't know, is a politician by day, is a businessman in the afternoon, and is a marauder at night, surfing channels to see which ones are abusing him. So we live in the most glorious times. I mean, you've got the BJP, you've got the Congress. Congress is doing a Chintan Shiva, but it's spelled S-H-I-V-E-R, because everyone is shivering as to when Rahul Gandhi will take over. I mean, we are an amazing country. We're the only democracy in the world that has decided on a future prime minister. So, you know, people say, isn't India in trouble? I said, not at all. We're a fascinating country. Where every evening would you get the opportunity to abuse everyone with equal aplomb? You can abuse the government, they will take it because they've made so many mistakes. You can abuse the opposition because they're so honest. You know, you can abuse smaller parties. Today, Mayawati was seen weeping on television because the Supreme Court mandated that all statues should be removed. And Mayawati is the only person who erected statues of herself with open handbags. So if you couldn't reach her, you could at least stuff the money into that open handbag on that statue. So we have amazing people in India. We should celebrate the fact. I mean, you don't need an international evening at Calcutta Club. What you do need are greater conversations like the ones we're going to have. You look at industry. We have amazing people heading industry. Many of them keep going in and out of jail. I mean, in which country do you go into jail, come out and get a Padma Vibhushan? So, you know, we are a true democracy and a tolerant one at that. So I would say that India is much like the bumblebee. Aerodynamically, the bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because of its size. But you see, the bumblebee doesn't know that, so it flies happily. If you go by every parameter, India is not supposed to succeed. But we're only watching television, so it succeeds happily. Many years ago, BBC asked me, is India safe? I said, it is safe. I hope you have a splendid evening.